Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I don't know why I thought about filming this video, but I just thought it would be funny and embarrassing, and I'll probably regret ever posting it. I have a list of crushes that I had in elementary school, and they are very embarrassing, humiliating, and cringy. So I just thought that I would expose my elementary school crushes with you guys. Have some liquid courage here, if you will. So we'll see what kind of state I'm in by the end of this video. I'm also gonna put this in order of like least embarrassing to most embarrassing, even though they're all like humiliating. I just thought that I would put like the really bad one at the end, so make sure you guys like stick around. Some of these are also just like really sad, like just people picking on me. I guess this one isn't that bad. Okay, story number 1. Let's call him Steve. So Steve and I were dating, and we were gonna have our first kiss. We were gonna have our first kiss, and it wasn't my first kiss. I forget if it was his first kiss, but it wasn't my first kiss because I was a playa. So Steve and I, at the end of the day, we were like, we're gonna kiss. Like, we're gonna actually like do this tonight. We're gonna kiss. We went to the back playground after school, after the last bell rang, and I recruited my best friend, Christina, who is still my best friend. Hello, Christina, because I know that you're watching this. And I'm so sorry for putting you through this. I asked Christina to come with me. I don't know why, but I was like, Christina, like, you have to come with me. This is like my first kiss with him. I'm so nervous, blah, blah, blah. And we're kind of just like awkwardly like, like, give me a hug kind of thing. Okay, bye, see you tomorrow at school. And we gave each other a hug, and then we like went back from the hug, and I swear to God, this kiss was literally like this, like probably even faster than that. It was the peckiest peck. And yeah, so that's like a short one, but that's the first story. And the embarrassing part of that is that my best friend Christina had to stand there and witness that awkwardness. Story number 2, let's call him Johnny. Okay, so this one's not as embarrassing, but it's definitely cringy. Me and my sister were going to this other guy's house. I think she like had a crush on this other guy at the time, but then she brought Johnny with her as well. The 4 of us hung out at like a park, and me and Johnny were vibing. I thought he was cute. I ended up having a crush on him after like 4 hours of hanging out in a group, and I think we became like boyfriend and girlfriend that night. And then the next day, my sister was like, Megan, so like Johnny wanted me to tell you that he's like breaking up with you because he likes this other girl. And I was like heartbroken. I was devastated. I was like, why? Like, why would this happen to me? And this other girl was like my sister's best friend at the time. And I got over it pretty fast because we were dating for like 12 hours. Apart from his name, didn't know anything else about him. Story number 3, let's call him Peter. This one's just mean, and it's humiliating in the sense that I was humiliated. He's kind of like the class clown also. He wasn't kind of like the class clown, he was the class clown. Yeah, so he just kept asking me to go out with him, and I was like constantly was saying no, no, and then I went up to this popular guy named Bob, who actually has a story of his own, so you guys will know who Bob is later on in this video. I went up to Bob and I was like, yo, Peter keeps asking me out, and I keep saying no, but like he's just constantly asking me out kind of thing. And Bob was like, what? No, like Peter would never go out with you. And I was like, oh. But he was asking me out like every day, constantly, like even in assembly. Like we'd be sitting on the floor in the gymnasium, and he'd be like, Megan, like come on, like just go out with me. And I was like, no. But apparently Bob didn't even think it was a possibility. Story number 4, Joe. He's nothing like Joe from You. So Joe and I dated throughout the summer of grade 5 to grade 6, and we never talked at all. Like in the whole 2 months of summer, we did not talk. Like we probably talked for like 30 seconds on the phone one time, But other than that, we didn't speak a word to each other, and we were still dating. And like, I would make like wishes during 11/11 and be like, oh my god, like, what did I name him? Oh, I would be like, oh my god, Joe, please don't break up with me. Like, I really hope Joe doesn't break up with me. Obviously, when we got back to school, he broke up with me. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for breaking my heart. 11/11 wishes don't work. Okay, so now let's tell you guys about Bob. Story number 3. No. No. Story number 5 is Bob. I had a huge crush on him. He was like the most popular guy in elementary school. Why was that even a thing? One of my friends sat beside Bob, and I would go up to her and like tell her something that I thought was cool, but only because I knew that like Bob could hear me like saying something so cool. So one time my brother's friend, I was talking to her about how I thought that he was cute, and so my brother's friend thought that it would be a great idea to go up to Bob and be like, hey, Megan thinks you're really cute. Like, I think she thought that I had a chance. But I didn't, for some reason. I was pretty cute, I think. So she went up to him, and I was trying to stop her. Like, I was running after her, and she's like, hey, like, Megan thinks you're really cute, and blah, blah, blah. And this guy, he, like, turned around, like, what? As if, like, someone had just told him the most disgusting thing in the world. Like, his face was, like, just full of disgust. It's like, someone just called you cute. Why are you acting like someone threw up all over your face? I remember this so clearly, and I wish I didn't, but I do. And he turned around, he's like, what? And I swear to God, everything went in slow motion, and like, I just fell to my knees. And now that I think back to it, I'm like, that seems like something out of a movie. Like, I literally fell to my knees on the pavement. Looked back, and I was just on my knees, like... Story number 6. We'll call him Sam. All I have written down on my phone is, had a huge crush on him until he laughed at me for having a booger. I sat behind Sam. He, like, turned around, and he was, like, looking at me, like, over his shoulder. And I was like... And I thought that he was, like, you know, like, making eyes with me. I probably didn't actually think that, but, like, if someone was looking at you like this, like, you'd be like, kind of, I don't know. Yeah, so he was, like, looking at me like this and, like, kind of, like, giggling. And he was like, and I was like, what? And he was like, and I was like, huh? And he was like, and the girl sitting next to him was like, Megan, you have a booger. That's it. Yeah, I was really embarrassed. Story number 7 with Toby. This is the second last story. So, Toby was my first kiss in grade 3. He was my next door neighbor. He would let me use his trampoline all the time. And yeah, we were friends. And I went over to his place, and I don't know if we were like considering ourselves like boyfriend and girlfriend in grade 3. I would have been like 8, so he had a little Spider-Man tent in his bedroom, and we like went into the little Spider-Man tent, and we're like, Toby seemed to think that kissing, or no, he seemed to think that making out would be touching lips together for 1 minute straight, like 60 seconds straight. So you guys probably know where this is heading. We literally sat there like for 60 seconds. Not doing anything, just... We both had our eyes open, so I still remember to this day that he was like watching the time on his clock. Like, he literally waited. He literally timed it for a minute. Where he just... And I can still remember his face and like looking up at the time in like the Spider-Man tent around us. Oh, it's getting hot in here. Not in like a, ooh, it's getting hot in here, but like it's like a, I'm embarrassed, it's like getting hot in here. And then I think we broke up because I found out he had like 9 girlfriends or something. So this is the last story. Story number 8. This is where, this is the most embarrassing, by far the most embarrassing. I had a huge crush on this guy, what did I call him? Ryan. That's like nowhere near his real name, but I had this crush on this guy named Ryan. He was an e-boy before e-boys were even a thing. He was a skater boy, you know. So I told my best friend at the time, like, will you ask Ryan out for me? Because, you know, in elementary school, you never asked out the person that you had a crush on. You always got, like, your best friend to do it for you. Always. Like, if you asked someone out yourself, you had, like, guts, you know? So I asked my best friend to ask him out for me. And I told her, I was like, please wait until the end of the day so that if he says no, I can just go home and just forget that it happened, and then the next day I can just like act natural, like I didn't do anything. She didn't. She waited until the last bell of recess, and then she asked him. She asked him with 1 period left of the day, which is funny that she made that choice because to this day, because of that choice that she made, it's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me in elementary school, probably. I'm guessing. She kind of came up to me and she's like, I know you said to wait, but I just asked him out for you, and he said no. And I was like, oh god. Because we still had like 1 more period left where I had to like interact with this guy. So I went up to like my locker, because we had lockers in grade 7 for some reason, and he walked past me with Bob again. Bob's in 3 of these stories. They were like standing, I don't know, like 3 meters away from me. And all I heard Ryan say to Bob was, and I was like, ew, no. And then they both laughed, and I was like, they're talking about me. So for the rest of the period, for the rest of the day, I just knew that all of these guys were just talking about me behind me, and like every guy in the class knew. And I was mortified. I don't remember being sad about it. Because I went home and left him a pretty nice message, which wasn't embarrassing back then, but now that I think about it, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? So there's 2 embarrassing things about this message. One is that the message itself is just humiliating, and obviously when I sent it at the time, I didn't think it was embarrassing. But now that I'm looking back at it, it's very embarrassing. The second embarrassing thing about this message is that I still have it. Nobody ever told me that you're supposed to delete Facebook messages. November 19th, 2010. A decade ago, aka I was 11 when this happened. Wow, so I heard you talking to Bob, and BTW, I just want to know why you think it is so gross that I got dared to ask you out. I don't even like you. I only like you as a friend. So I am so sorry, Ryan. I only like you as a friend, I promise, and I wish we could be friends. I feel really bad for this misunderstanding. And he replied saying, okay, ... I'm sorry too. All in the same message, I said, sorry friends. By the way, do you like my new profile pic? My brother said it's freaky. Sorry, that was random. What the? I feel like it would be wrong if I didn't show you guys my profile picture after all that, because that adds a triple embarrassment. So this was my profile picture at the time. And after telling him off for thinking that it's disgusting that I asked him out, I asked him if he liked this profile picture. So looking back at it, I can kind of understand why he thought that it was disgusting. Another thing that I want to touch on is, I don't know if every elementary school did this, but the one that I went to, if you asked someone out in elementary school and they rejected you, you just say it was a dare. And the thing is, everybody knew that it wasn't a dare. Like when you're like, yeah, it was a dare. It's like, it wasn't. You just got rejected. Those were my embarrassing elementary school crushes. Tyler. Oh my god. Stop. You're pushing my chair.
Sorry.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Anywho, Pico, come here. Dang it. That was a nice little trip down memory lane. I am very happy that I resurfaced all of those memories of people making fun of me and not dating me in elementary school because I was considered a loser. Well, look at me now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this embarrassing little story time, then let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe, like this video, tell your friends, subscribe. Bye.